My name is Lucas Hooks, and I recorded this video for my environmental ethics class which took place at Clemson University in fall of 2016. The purpose of this video was to share the results of a project which was assigned to me. The purpose of the project was to change a habit that I thought would positively affect the environment. The results of that habit change are in this video, as well as long-term potential of that habit, not only for myself but also for the environment and the world as a whole. Before I talk about the specifics and results of my project, there are a few facts that I would like to share. Approximately 36 billion cans were sent to landfills over the course of last year. This is a problem because it takes aluminum an extraordinary amount of time to begin to decompose. That number is anywhere from 200 to 500 years. This means that not only those 36 billion cans that were put into landfills last year, but every can ever put into the environment since aluminum cans were made available in 1959 have not yet begun to decompose. Aside from that, recycling aluminum cans can actually save a lot of energy. Recycling one aluminum can is equivalent to the amount of energy that is required to burn a 100-watt light bulb for 4 hours. It is also the amount of energy equivalent to run a television for 3 hours. So recycling aluminum cans not only keeps them out of the environment, but saves quite a bit of energy as well. As for my project, I began collecting data on Sunday, September the 25th, and ended data collection on Saturday, November the 5th. Each week, I would collect and record the number of cans I used throughout the week and recycle them in a receptacle outside of my apartment. Data collection took place during football season, and I did find that there was something unusual throughout the weeks of recording data. After it was over, I found that on weeks that there were home games, I consumed more cans on those weeks than I would on a normal week. The average of all the weeks I recorded, but I also recorded the average of weeks that did not have home games so I could compare them to the average of weeks that had home games. I found that the average of the weeks with home games was significantly higher, so I just included this data in my long-term projections, not only used the average of the weeks without home games, which I found to be 14.75 cans per week. Using my average of 14.75 cans per week recycled, as well as the value I found of a can at a recycling yard, which was 2.5 cents, I calculated not only my long-term projection of this habit, but also the Clemson community's projection and a small subset of the world's population, which I'll explain in a few moments. I found that I myself could save 767 cans per year. This would be valued at $19.18 based on the amount I just said. Over my adult life, which would be from age 18 to 78 years, I could save 46,000 cans at a value of $1,150. As for the Clemson community, 22,698 students currently enrolled could save 17.5 million cans per year, and when turned over to a scrapyard, that would be worth $435,000. As for world subsets, I found that it would be unfair to include the third world population at my average because there's no way that those two could coincide. My average is way higher than a third world person's average would be. My average is also probably higher than a first world human's average probably is. I still used my average for the sake of the argument and found that if first world nations participate in recycling aluminum cans at my average, we would recycle more than enough cans in a year to eliminate what the actual number of cans that are polluted are, which means, as I said, my average is higher. But what it does mean is that if first world nations participate, we can virtually eliminate aluminum can pollution. It wouldn't be near as big of a problem. So there are positive ramifications on a global subset for this habit. With that being said, my recommendation is simple. Whether you're recycling to scrap yards to make a few dollars on the side, or you're recycling to the complimentary recycling receptacles you may encounter throughout your day, it's far better than littering or committing these aluminum cans to landfills. It takes them too long to biodegrade, and quite frankly, it can be seen as a waste of energy. It's far better to recycle, it's way better for your environment, and ultimately it's the right thing to do. So I thank you for listening, and I hope you choose to adopt this habit.